Well, good morning, everyone. We are currently virtually flying over Cadillac Mountain. That's part of Acadia National Park, and one of the biggest points. It's under a little bit of debate, but this is the earliest place in North America where you can see the sunrise because of its elevation at 1,600 some odd feet, and because it's so far east, it's the first place in the continent where you can see the sunrise, or at least in the continental U.S. So that's what we're looking at right now, the sunrise as it would be on August 25th, 2020. Really beautiful. Now we're flying out towards the Atlantic Ocean, headed east. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of Acadia. It's a park I've been going to since I was a child. I grew up in New Hampshire, about 4 hours from Acadia, and we would occasionally go up here for a little short summer vacation. This was actually where I had my very first real flight, a flight in a glider over at the airport. Actually, it's just in view right in front of us there, a little bit past Bar Harbor. Bar Harbor is under the right wing. You can see it right there where it's pointing, and that's not technically part of the park, but it is the entrance to the park. It's gotten busy over the years. The park is definitely not as quiet as it used to be, but there's still places, even in a smaller park like this, where you can definitely find some solitude, even in peak summer months. We were here in July during the week, and it was busy, but not crazy. This was last year, 2019. But the views, were still stunning. Top of Cadillac Mountain at sunrise was busy, but not horrible. I'll put a link actually to the pictures from our most recent trip in the comments, should you be interested in checking that out. We are professional photographers, my wife and I, by trade, and we love doing national park photography in particular. It's often what we try to spend at least a week or two in the summer doing with our family. This summer, not so much so. As you can see, we're flying in Flight Simulator, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 to be exact. And we're flying over the Loop Road right now. I am pretty sure. It's called Park Loop Road, and it takes you past this area which is called Sand Beach right in front of us. I need to watch my speed on this plane. You can I've discovered it's pretty easy to have issues. So anyway, we are flying towards Sand Beach, which is right there above the Park Loop Road, headed out towards the ocean. And one thing that's unique about Mount Desert Island is that it is the only place in the continental U.S., I believe, that has a fjord. So it actually has the only fjord in the U.S. I don't know why I said that twice. It became a national park, a national monument in 1916, the same year the National Park Service was born. And a little later on, it became a national park, though under a different name. I remember what the name was. It was Lafayette National Park, and then became Acadia National Park after the Acadians that settled here. Alright, we're back. We're in the water here in our seaplane, facing what should be Bass Harbor Light. As you can see, there's no lighthouse. This is on the southwestern tip of the island. So that's a bit of a disappointment. The sun's up now, and we're going to take off and explore a little bit more. Get up to speed here. Here we go. You can see the cloud, the sun behind the cloud there. Ready to take off. And we're up. I think. There we go, we're doing good. So if we look over, just a little bit to the north here. There is Cadillac Mountain. We'll be headed that way now. Looking down, you can kind of see the ruggedness of the shore. Doesn't quite do it justice. And the trees, they definitely come out a little further onto the shore than they do in real life. And then, well, I guess there they don't, for whatever reason. But overall, you know, as far as the actual mountains go and the islands and the shape, it's pretty good. It's really good, in fact. We're driving over some of we're flying over. So we're about to go over Salm Sound, and this is that fjord I was talking about. This is technically the only fjord in the continental U.S. And I suppose it's defined by U-shaped and other things. Sure, but anyway, that's what I was told, so I'm sticking with it. And we're headed back over. We're going to head to Jordan Pond. I'm going to try that again. Last time I tried to go there, it got a little quick. And when you get a little quick, or too quick, your airplane crashes or falls apart, falls from the sky, I guess, virtually. So we're going to try that again. This plane is definitely sensitive to that, I've noticed. Alright, so we're over the sound now. We're headed to Jordan Pond. As you can see, even early morning hours, I think this is the equivalent of about 6:15 a.m. right now on August 25th. We are approaching the sound. Well, we're over the sound. We're approaching Jordan Pond, other side of the island. So Jordan Pond is a pretty neat place. Not only does it have gorgeous views, it has trails. You can walk all the way around the pond. And great for families. If it's wet season or if it's just been raining a lot, you will be walking through mud. So just be forewarned. They have a lot of planks you can walk over, which helps, but it can be a little damp. But other than that, it's a beautiful walk. And there is a reward at the end or at the beginning, or both if you do the whole loop. It's called Jordan Pond Inn, and it has some of the best popovers I've ever had, probably the best. And they serve it with homemade, home-churned, whatever, butter, and homemade preserves that are really good. And then on top of that, they also have a Maine blueberry cobbler, which is, I have memories of that from when I was a child. And when we went here again in 2019, I had to have it too. Yeah, it was a treat. A lot of people will come here for tea. And they will go specifically to the inn for tea, have a popover or 2 or 3 or 10, and enjoy the view, and then maybe go burn off some of those calories on a hike or 2. But yeah, it's well worth a stop if you are in Acadia. Reservations are highly recommended. We were there midweek in July, and as I said before, it wasn't super busy. It was busy, but Jordan Pond Inn was very busy. And so we're about to fly over it. That's that building there, and that actually looks, I'll say, kind of like it. Yeah, and as you get closer, not as much, but it does. And then this is Jordan Pond itself, and then these, I can't remember the name of them. They were colloquially called the Mamas for obvious reasons. That will remain unspoken, but yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful walk. Great place for photos. One of our favorite family photos is actually here from last year's trip. I'm going to climb out here, hopefully. Alright, I am back. Had a little phone interruption there, but we are in good shape now. We're climbing over Cadillac. You can see the road here. Just to the left of the wing, kind of loops around. It's a really enjoyable drive. Parking can be a bit of a challenge during peak season, just to keep that in mind, especially for sunrise, if it's looking like it's going to be a nice sunrise or sunset. Either way, It can be a bit hairy to get parking. It's always good to arrive early. The carriage roads. We were talking about the carriage roads. So, carriage roads were put in place as a way of enjoying the natural beauty of the park. It was recognized by a lot of the wealthy industrialists of the day as just a beautiful, cool, main rugged retreat, and they loved it, and they decided instead of hoarding it for themselves to share it with the country. Sure, there were tax benefits on their behalf, but they chose to petition to make it a national park, and that's what they eventually were able to achieve. And these carriage roads remain, and you can take carriage rides on top of being able to walk and bike and hike and horseback ride through them. And I have a funny memory. We were visiting with my mom and dad, my brother and I think my grandmother on my mom's side. And we decided to take a carriage ride, do something special. And we happened to end up with a rather odoriferous gentleman who was our tour guide for the trip, and took us on the carriage ride. And so, in addition to some beautiful views, great stories, and all that interesting stuff, we did also have some rather unique aromas to endure. Remember, right, at least apocryphally, as the way the family tells it, the horse had some issues as well. So yeah, it was made for an interesting tour for the senses, which is interesting actually. Now I say that because when I was a kid, also same group of people, my grandma on my mom's side, or my grandma on my mom's side, and the rest of the family went up to Kennebunkport, which is about halfway between here and where I grew up. And there, they have this trolley museum, and we took a trolley ride. And again, apparently, perhaps, if you're in this industry, deodorant is not something that's normal to wear. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me in the comments. But yeah, so needless to say, that was also a delight for the senses. Sure, delight's the right word, but you know what I mean. So anyway, we are circling. Come back here down near Jordan Pond. It's a nice road through here. Get some beautiful views. You can actually hike up to the top of this mountain on the right of me. There's this rock called Bouncing Rock, which seemingly all rocks are called that balance in national parks. But you can go up there and take pictures with it and do all that silly stuff. Just remember, you're in a national park, so all we leave is footsteps, right? Take photos, leave footsteps. Don't take animals or rocks. Don't pet the animals, feed animals. That stuff's frowned upon. But yeah, that is some of my fond memories of Acadia. And we will depart. We go over Jordan Pond in right there. I'm going to turn towards the sun, towards Cadillac Mountain. And we'll leave you with that. Now, if you guys could, we always appreciate it if you subscribe, like, comment. All those things mean the world to us. Certainly help with us building our brand and bringing you more and more content. So, with that, I will leave you all alone, at least for a day. And hope to see you again soon.